Couple of strong analysts in the booth with me, Matt Vasgersian. Great to have Rick Manning and Brian Anderson with us today on Sunday Leadoff. A combined 25 years of Major League playing experience. Rick covering the Guardians, Brian covering the Rays. We'll tap into their expertise all afternoon long. It has been a series, as we welcome you into the broadcast booth, guys, that's been decided by Rays bats, Rays pitching, and a Rays dominance. They're looking to sweep things. Let's walk you through how the first two games went down. Friday was something of a boat race. Some big offensive numbers by a team, Brian, that likes to swing the bats at home.
I'll tell you what, Ryan Vilade getting it started here with that home run, sneaking over the wall out there in left field, but they wouldn't be done. Junior Caminero rips this ball out into left. There's going to be a play at the plate. I got to be honest with you. I got caught up. Was the ball loose or not? I wasn't sure. Adam Hammery, I was into 6-7 as he's calling that. And they just continue to swing the bat. Richie Palacios, that 3-run homer late, and that put the Rays up 11 with 11 runs, and that was all offense, all Rays in game one.
Yeah, it was Rays pitching yesterday that kind of was the hallmark of the game. Yandy Diaz had a big offensive moment, becomes just the fourth Ray to join the 1,000 hit club. But Nick Martinez was the story last night.
He was outstanding, moving his fastball around. They just couldn't time him. They had him sitting in the rocking chair right there. They couldn't do anything. But the Rays came back in that fifth inning. It was a typical Guardians game. They ended up scoring big. The third time through the lineup, Junior Caminero got the big hit, a line drive to right field, and it gave him 2 runs in that inning.
Keys to the game today brought to you by Microsoft 365 with Copilot. 2 teams that are in playoff position. The Rays had the best record in the American League, let alone the top of the AL East. Guardians are just a game and a half back of the surprising White Sox for the top spot in the Central. Cleveland has a wild card spot should things end today, which they don't. Less than 60 days left in the regular season. So for you, Rick, what has to happen for Cleveland to ice that playoff spot? Tell us about your club.
They have to get some guys hitting with runners in scoring position. Ramirez has been out for 5 weeks. He's coming back, and Martinez, Angel Martinez, he's another one coming back. These guys are slow starters, but they need somebody to drive in some runs for them at the key time, because they don't score many runs.
Trying to avoid what would be a season worst 5th straight loss here today. On the other side of that, Brian, the Rays, you've covered them for years. I mean, this is a really good team, home and road, particularly good here at Tropicana Field.
Yeah, I mean, 37-15. They're the best home record in Major League Baseball. And I know it's a small sample size, but this series right here is kind of the blueprint that Kevin Cash is looking for. Offensively, we've seen them explosive at times. They have been very opportunistic. The starting pitching has been excellent, and the bullpen has been locked down. So you take that on top of the fact that they're coming off of taking 3 out of 4 from Toronto up in Toronto. Kevin likes where this team is right now.
Just getting started today. We have an elite matchup in store this afternoon on Sunday Leadoff. Speaking of explosive, Junior Caminero featured in that Rays lineup. You're watching MLB Countdown to First Pitch, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. By T-Mobile, America's best network, connect you to America's pastime. Parker Messick on the mound for the Guardians today. A Florida guy, true and true. Plant City, Florida. His high school about 35 miles away from Tropicana Field. From there to Florida State. He is a local hero who will have a packed house here today. Probably playing for free with all the tickets he's left behind. And Ashley Shamedy has more on today's Cleveland starter.
You got it, Matt. Well, Parker Messick has not set foot in Tropicana Field before this series since his high school all-star game in 2019. He told me it was so surreal walking onto this field as a professional, a place that he used to come to as a kid. After getting called up last year, his 4th start was actually against the Rays, but it was played at Steinbrenner Field due to the hurricane damage to the Trop. Last year, when he faced his hometown team, he had about 200 plus family members, friends, old coaches in attendance. He told me today's going to be much of the same. Like you said, Matt, the team has joked with him all weekend that he's basically playing for free today because of all the tickets. So since getting called up not even a year ago, Parker has described this time as a blessing and one that he's just trying to soak up and enjoy, and that's going to be much more of the same today. Matt?
All right, Ashley, and he's been so good this year. An all-star, of course, being rewarded for his great start to the season. Same can be said of two-time all-star Drew Rasmussen. The other side of the Ford pitcher profile. He has had a terrific run this year. Each starter 8-5. Rasmussen a 3.28 ERA. Changeup is an improved pitch. He throws all three fastballs, and he is a handful, PA.
He absolutely is, and he doesn't hurt himself. As you can see, the strikeout to walk ratio, 103 strikeouts up against just 18 walks, and that leads to that whip sub-1. So just not a lot of base runners against Drew Rasmussen. The interesting thing about him, what do pitching coaches say? They want a guy that has a repeatable delivery because then he can command the baseball. Drew Rasmussen, as simple mechanically as you will find, works exclusively out of the stretch, and he is as linear as you get. That's why he commands the ball so well to all four quadrants.
Boy, we're in for a real treat here today. An elite starting pitching matchup. You're watching MLB Countdown to First Pitch, coverage presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. See a FanDuel. We're going to live dangerously with Parker Messick's under on the strikeout total. We'll add Yandy Diaz with 2 or more total bases. And finally, we'll take the Rays on the money line. Sunday night baseball is even better on FanDuel. All customers get a profit boost every Sunday night. If you use the profit boost and the game ends on a walk-off, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets, win or lose. FanDuel, your home for home runs. Time now for the Sunday leadoff baseball buzz presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Baseball, there are some things you just can't escape.
Kids can't do that.
You can hang with old friends.
What is Robles doing?
Or just stick around.
Under no circumstances is Okamoto getting on the field tonight.
There are the moments you'll never forget.
For the record, 318 home runs, Salvador Perez.
And those you wish you could.
A base-running blunder by the Phils on a couple levels.
Baseball can sometimes be a handful.
Oh!
So you have to be ready to adjust.
That was an adventure.
Watch his glasses.
Really?
He takes them off the top of his head. I have never seen that.
This week in baseball. When you're hot, you're hot.
Yes, sir! It's out of here!
And at some point, hot becomes historic.
The Red Sox win their 15th in a row to tie the all-time franchise record.
The bounce pass works in baseball, too.
Let's go, Magic Johnson.
And you can even kickstart your own defense.
He kicked it right into his hand. He goes, yeah, I meant that.
Hold on to your friends.
Holding the runner on, quite literally.
And stand by your teammates.
Santana's having to be held back by Flores.
Sometimes a stare is all you need to get your point across.
That is not a good move.
What are these guys doing?
And why be good when you can be immaculate?
9 pitches, and he strikes out the side.
Go home and go to bed.
3 for 1 is a pretty good deal.
Go, baby. Perfectly done.
And now we'll walk it off
It is back.
with no intention to flip anybody off.
It is gone. Say goodnight, Wild Bill.
And that's the baseball buzz.
Brewers, one of the best teams in baseball as we get into the last week of July. The Red Sox, one of the biggest surprises in baseball. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I can't remember a midseason turnaround from a team that looked moribund to a team that's all of a sudden a buyer heading into the deadline the way the Red Sox are.
Well, and let me tell you, you took notice that they won 9 games going into the All-Star break. What a lot of people didn't realize is that that 9-game winning streak was a 9-game road trip to 3 different time zones. They swept the Angels out in LA. They swept the White Sox in Chicago, then went to New York and swept the Mets. Then we get a chance to go there with the Rays, come out of the break with a doubleheader on Friday, get that swept, lose Saturday, lose Sunday, limp their way to Toronto. It's pretty amazing to watch.
Everybody's taking notice, including Kevin Cash and Stephen Vogt. Let's get you right to Stephen Vogt's Cleveland starting lineup for this afternoon's game presented by Capital One. Guardians looking to get some offense generated here, Rick. Outscored 14-3 in this series.
Yeah, they really are. They've been able to get a few guys on it. This has been a tough series. They've faced two really tough pitchers here in Tampa. Two pitchers that are 7-1 at home, but they're going to come out there and they're going to give it their all here. You could try and salvage one here before they head to Cincinnati.
Big for them, certainly, to get Jose Ramirez back, to get Angel Martinez back. You talked about that in the open. It all revolves around their 7-time All-Star.
Without a doubt. And this guy back in the leadoff spot, Stephen Kwan. He's had a really good month of July. He's been getting on base at a very good clip.
Tough assignment here this afternoon. Drew Rasmussen at 8-5 with a 3.28 ERA, coming off an all-star appearance in Philly a number of days ago. And we are underway at Tropicana Field on Sunday leadoff. Kwan, Ramirez, and DeLauder leading things off for the Guardians. Cleveland again, losers in 4 in a row, trying to avoid what would be a season-long 5th straight loss here today and get out of here stealing one before they head to Cincinnati to start the week. And it's a ball and a strike to Stephen Kwan. I think the Cleveland lineup would vouch for what you just talked about, Rick. There's a ball well hit out to right field. Johnny DeLuca on the run. It's over him. Kwan around first, thinking about third, happy with a leadoff double to open the afternoon against Drew Rasmussen.
That's something he's been doing recently. You know, he settled his stroke going the other way like he used to, but now, guys, that one stays middle of the plate and he takes advantage of him and he lets him pull the baseball and he gets a double.
Yeah, Drew's trying to cut that ball in on the hands. You don't get it there, and the way that Kwan has been swinging the bat the last few weeks,
he did him a favor.
Not surprising. Yes, he did.
Here's Jose Ramirez now, 1 for 4 yesterday, did not play on Friday. A 30-game absence for the heart and soul of the Cleveland roster, during which time the Guardians went a respectable 15-15 to keep it afloat.
Yeah, they kept their head above water. That's the one thing Stephen Vogt is proud of.
Well, the one thing that Stephen Vogt and the Guardians would love to see today, sooner rather than later, is a hit with a runner in scoring position.
Yes.
1 for 24 in dropping the first 2 games of this series. They've got that opportunity here with Kwan aboard to start the game at second base. Ramirez pops it up, slicing in left for Chandler Simpson. So let's dive into this a little bit, Rick. The advanced analytics, even the regular counting numbers, not real favorable for the Cleveland lineup.
Well, when you get in there, they played a game against Minnesota in their last homestand. They were 0 for 17 in a 12 or 13 inning loss, but the slugging percentage ranked last, road average last, hard hit balls last. That doesn't bode well.
I'll bring up Chase DeLauder, the rookie DH, who is their RBI leader this year with 50 driven in. And it's a ball and no strikes to DeLauder, who's hit safely in 25 of his last 28 at the start of play today. I think in our conversation with Stephen Vogt before the game, he made such an interesting point. We've got a rookie with about, I don't know, 500 professional plate appearances, batting behind a 7-time All-Star.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't played a lot in his minor league career. Already accumulated more at bats in the first couple of months of the season than he has, you know, in his whole minor league career there.
And his numbers will still catch your attention. I'm sorry, but a 284 average today gets your attention. I think there's only, what, 2 or 3 in the American League that are 300 or higher.
Well, he's a very good hitter. He's got a good eye at the plate. And he got off to such a start. He hit 5 home runs in the first 7 games, and they thought he was going to be a power hitter. But this guy's just flat out a good hitter, but he has power as well, and he's going to develop into that.
You think the more that he gets to know the league, understanding how pitchers are attacking him.
Exactly.
And a guy that doesn't chase either, even though he swung at a ball up that time. 95th percentile in chase rate.
And he's only hitting 365 against left-handed pitching.
That's all, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you don't expect it. That's all he's hitting.
The next 2-2 pitch to DeLauder. Nice take to fill the count at 3-2. So much of what's going to happen from here on out will be determined in the next 7.5 days leading up to the trade deadline. Both of these teams rumored, maybe even more than rumored, as being buyers. And DeLauder with a swing and a miss. It's a big strikeout for Drew Rasmussen, making for 2 away. Still a runner at second base.
Well, he takes the fastball, the four-seamer, and he takes it up north. And Rick, you know this. The closer that pitch is to your eyes, the bigger the ball looks, and you want to get after it.
Yeah, you can pick up the high fastballs, but you got to draw that line where the top rail is, and that one was above it.
Yep.
And that's how you get the swing and misses. It looks good, but you just can't get on top of it.
So now the switch hitter Brian Rocchio. That is a part of the story tonight, too. Today, I should say, in the Cleveland lineup. The fact that with all these switch hitters, all these left-handed batters, there's only one true right-handed hitter in the lineup against Drew Rasmussen today. What does that mean for Drew, B.A.?
Well, listen, it changes his sight lines. I like what Stephen Vogt has done with his lineup, going left, right, left, right, left, right, with the switch hitters all the way down. And then guess what? As the game gets into the later innings, it makes for matchup problems when Kevin Cash wants to bring in a righty or a lefty. You're gonna face an off-handed hitter.
Leadoff double, and Drew Rasmussen able to post a 0 and pull an early rabbit out of his hat. Underway in Tampa. It's time for our pitcher profile. We talk about Parker Messick with his 21st start about to begin here today. He has just been outstanding, an all-star. The local flavor is all over the ballpark today. Tons of friends and family, and he's been fun for you guys to watch, Rick.
No question. He comes out, he's aggressive, he works quickly, and he's fun to watch.
Yandy Diaz leads things off for the Rays. Diaz, Valade, and Caminero for Tampa will set the starting lineup for Kevin Cash in a moment. Yandy 2 for 8 in the series so far, having collected that milestone 1,000th hit as a Ray that we talked about when we went on the air. That's a very small club, Brian.
It is 4. It's 4 deep, and how appropriate for Yandy Diaz, so adept at going the other way that pitch was a fastball away, shoot it the other way.
Messick, a quick worker, a ball and 2 strikes on Yandy Diaz.
Yeah, you've got Carl Crawford, Evan Longoria, and Ben Zobrist, and now Yandy Diaz.
It's like the Mount Rushmore of Rays.
Yes, it is. I think he only had 75 hits when he was in Cleveland. He came to Tampa from Cleveland and has settled in beautifully.
And a called strike 3. Diaz has struck out for the 5th time in this series.
How about dotting up a fastball, Rick? You see this all the time, but you can't locate it any better.
No. That is what you call on the black. It was right there.
I'll bring up Ryan Valade. Early strikeout for Messick, and it's 0-1 to the Rays' first baseman today. Valade starting at first base today for just the 9th time in his career. I want to get into Messick and how he operates, because his mix is fascinating. And he's not a guy that's going to knock you over with 98, 99.
No, 93, 90. I mean, he can get it up there if he's really doing it, but I think he's going to have to throw that cutter into the right-handers, make them aware of the inside part of the plate. He's got a great changeup. That's probably one of the toughest ones to hit. That's why you'll see a lot of hitters go after his fastball, and then it's by him, even though it's 93.
See the percentages: 35% fastball, but 7 of his first 8 pitches today have been 4-seamers. Make it 8 of 9. He's just, here it is, hit it to start the ball game, and a nice play by Kyle Manzardo for out number 2.
You know, and how about this? He uses that pitch 35% of the time, like you said, Rick. Sits at 93, can get it to 95 maybe.
Yeah.
Fine. But a 138 average against.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got some life.
And he gets a lot of strikeouts on it too, because that changeup is so good, and I think a lot of guys will sit on his changeup.
those two complementary pitches. I mean, fastball, changeup, you're seeing it more and more. The Rays, they use the changeup as a staff. They've doubled their usage from a year ago.
I know, but you guys have two of the best with changeups.
Yep.
And I mean, they don't walk people, and boy, you have to earn your way on.
It's the only pitch.
Junior Caminero, the two-time All-Star, with a 1-1 count now. I mean, trust us, Parker Messick does throw something other than a four-seam fastball. Only one non-four-seamer to start the game.
Establishing the heater.
And how about that last one was middle, and that's a pitch that Junior has not missed for a long time. So that's that late life we're talking about.
Caminero 2 of 9 so far in 2 games in the series against Cleveland pitching. Got under it and popped it up into shallow center for the guy that Matt Underwood calls Speedy Petey.
Yeah.
And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Parker Messick. Show is back for the ultimate competition. Don't miss it. All new America's Got Talent Tuesday on NBC and Peacock. Nice crowd here this afternoon at the Trop as we welcome you back for the top half of the second. And early action as Travis Bazzana sends an opposite field fly ball to Chandler Simpson. That big crowd here last night. 3rd largest crowd of the season at the Trop yesterday.
And a buzz here, you know, in the stadium. And Kevin Cash even remarked about that down when we were talking to him before the game. He said he was loving the vibes here the last couple of games as Cleveland came in.
Well, if you don't love the vibes with the way they're playing in this ballpark, you'll never love them. They are playing as well as anybody at home.
Here's the switch hitter, Angel Martinez, now looking for his first hit since being reactivated on Friday. And it's a ball and no strikes.
Think about the guys coming back between Angel Martinez and also Jose Ramirez. And so you're trying to get your timing back. Oh, by the way, you're a switch hitter. You've got to get the timing back from both sides.
Right. Now, Angel went down and played, I think, 4 games in the minor leagues to get going to see how that ankle was, but Jose didn't. He came right out of the chute. And this guy's, you know, he's aggressive. He likes to swing early, so you got to be a little patient to get your zone back in play at the big league level. A little different down in the minor leagues.
Come up. Martinez with a 2-1 count now. I want to get into Drew Rasmussen a little bit with you too, BA, because we talked about Messick's pitch mix a bit. And Rasmussen, a guy who has evolved. He throws all 3 heaters, Cam Schlittler style, but has leaned on a changeup, especially against left-handed hitters like the guy in the box right now.
Well, Tampa Bay Rays, they have, if you threw a changeup, you throw it more now. If you didn't throw a changeup, you do now. And Drew Rasmussen's one of those guys. Changeup was not a big pitch for him in his arsenal a season ago, but it has really started to work its way up in the usage because that's what these guys do. He's been able to develop a pretty good one. And, you know, it's really interesting, Matt, too, when you talk about him throwing the different fastballs, 2-seam, 4-seam, and he's got that cutter. He will change the shape of that cutter. In that at-bat, we saw it look like a true cutter. He will get it to where he gets tilt on it, and it becomes a really good, hard slider. So he will change the shape of that pitch from time to time.
Well, he has induced now 12 swings, and he's got 6 whiffs to go along with his 3 strikeouts. And for pitching coach Kyle Snyder, who is regarded as one of the best, if the not best in the business, it has to be an absolute joy to watch it all come together with a guy like Rasmussen, who they acquire in a trade, who gets better as he arrives.
Listen, over the last 6 seasons, the Rays have taken 4 guys out of the bullpen and transitioned them into the starting rotation. Not in the offseason, not in spring training, during a competitive major league season. You go back to Jeffrey Springs, Zach Littell, Drew Rasmussen, and this year Griffin Jacks. So, and by the way, all 4 have worked out quite well, at least while they were here. Here's Griffin Jacks. A back end of the bullpen guy with Minnesota. You saw him a ton. And then all of a sudden now a starter with the Rays, and that happened starting in May.
Some start for Drew Rasmussen with 4 strikeouts and 10 whiffs. Hey now. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free to earn profit boosts the next day. Download the Sportsbook app now to play your game. And Johnny DeLuca sends a fly ball out to center. We thought maybe we'd be talking about a home run odd number for him. Can I interest you in plus 6,000 for Chandler Simpson to hit a home run? Anybody?
No,
it
not
hasn't
today.
happened yet. But until yesterday, Chandler Simpson had a higher slugging percentage than Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So
Now,
take that for your odds making.
My goodness.
That's hard to believe. That is hard to believe.
Here is Simpson after a first pitch out recorded by Messick.
I like watching this guy, though. He finds a way to put the ball in play and utilize some of that speed, and he'll try to bunt. He'll do whatever he can to get on base.
Line drives and ground balls. That get on top of the baseball.
What is wrong with that? When you have the speed he has.
That's right. And we've seen it in this series, a routine chopping ground ball, and he will beat it out.
Yep.
3 pitches, all of them 4-seam fastballs for Messick to open the inning. And I feel like both starters are subscribing to the same philosophy here. It's a noon start. Maybe these guys are sleepy. I'm just going to throw it by them.
Yeah, they're used to waking up at 1:30 on Sundays, not noon.
Another one. I mean, here it is. Try to hit it.
You know, why not?
It makes sense.
Yeah, the first time through, they haven't faced him this year. This is his 4th start. No, I take that back. He started one earlier.
Hey, there's a non-heater, a curveball that's hit on the ground for Manzardo at out number 2. Five up, 5 down for Parker Messick, pitching at home. And now the shortstop Ben Williamson, 1 for 8 in the series with a double. Messick has pitched here before, and it was at the end of last season, September 7th. It was his 4th career start, and what he had to say after that game just made you smile. Talked about how great it was to be at home, what a wonderful experience. 6 up, 6 down's been a pretty good experience for him today, and he's all smiles. Is 6th on NBC and Peacock. The Panthers and the Cardinals. It's hard to believe we are already there on the verge of the NFL season. Hall of Fame game. Live coverage on Peacock and on NBC. Big day in Major League Baseball. It's Hall of Fame Day in Cooperstown, New York. Jeff Kent, Andrew Jones, and Carlos Beltran taking their place this afternoon with the legends. And we're going to get another quick out as Austin Hedges sends a fly ball to right. I feel like these pitchers want to get home so they can watch the end of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
They may have an opportunity.
Holy cow. After the leadoff double, 7 in a row retired by Drew Rasmussen.
Well, they have both set the tone. Coming at you with the fastball and going to start filling up the strike zone. So these hitters are like, look, both of these guys are really good with 2 strikes.
If you get that fastball you like,
That's right. Let's go.
Get after it.
Center fielder Petey Halpin looking for his first hit of the series, 0 for his last 12. I love the note that you and Matt Underwood had on your telecast the other day, Rick. There have been, what, 23,000 dudes play Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
He's the first one with a given name, Petey. Who mined that nugget?
I don't know.
That's a good one.
It wasn't me.
I find it hard to believe, though. I mean, never before has there been a Petey in Major League Baseball.
That is hard to believe.
As a given name. I'm sure they've had the nicknames, but right on the birth certificate, Petey.
Yeah, I'm out.
And his middle name's Linden, right? Petey Linden Halpin. That's a name. That's a baseball name.
That's a baseball name. And there's a base runner as Halpin is hit by a pitch. And that'll bring back Stephen Kwan, who opened the game with a ringing double and then went no further. Every once in a while, the trends kind of mean something. And Kwan was a guy who was interesting at the start of the game because he has numbers against Rasmussen. And lo and behold, he doubles in his first plate appearance today.
Yep, it's all at the right time. He's coming in. He's back into that leadoff spot. And they have to keep him there. He's back to where he was. He got off to a slow start this year, but first time we've ever seen him in a slump.
Feel like the Guardians are in a pretty good spot to try to run here with Halpin, because you got a guy who's heated up at the plate. Those numbers bear it out. And you don't nickname somebody Speedy Petey if he's slow.
Well, he's getting the bulk of the playing time in center field.
Boy, what a jump he almost had there. Trying to time up Drew Rasmussen, who has given up 16 stolen bases in 19 attempts. You see that. You know, it used to be you tried to get that moving lead off second.
Yes.
You never saw it at first. You do all the time now with the new rules.
Guardians lead the American League with 103 stolen bases this year.
Well, these two teams are identical. Stolen bases, you know, home runs, they're very similar teams, the way they go about things. But Petey doesn't know him as well, probably hesitated after he had that good jump. There you go.
There he goes. Massive jump. Throw down to second, no chance.
And that's what they have to do. They have to try to get something going here in this situation, to get people on, move them over, and get them in.
When you're not putting together innings, you've got to try to create something. And you're right. He had a couple dry runs there, and then finally felt comfortable and got that bag easy.
I'm surprised he didn't throw over to try to check him. He never threw over.
He never did. You're right. But the thing of it is, these two teams are good base stealers, but also good percentage base stealers.
Into the corner and out of reach, out of play for Simpson. The Nationals have Major League Baseball stolen base leader Nasim Nunez on their side. That's why they set the pace with a team total of 116. And both of the teams on the field in our game rank in the top 5.
Yeah, the two American League teams.
Full count to Stephen Kwan with the runner in scoring position and 1 away in a scoreless tie early. Kwan a little late again. Simpson hoping for a play this time, and he's got it for out number 2.
Come on.
All hard stuff to Stephen Kwan that time.
That's what you try to do to him. You try to get him to hit the ball in the air the other way, because he doesn't drive it. He's got to get on top of it and hit line drives if he's going to go that way.
So now Jose Ramirez, who flied to left in his first at bat this afternoon.
You see, in a normal situation during the year, you'll see where teams would either pitch around or walk, you know, Jose in a situation like this. But you've got DeLauder, who's probably your best hitter on the team right now, and Jose coming back, so I don't think they would even think about it.
And it's been all hard stuff to Ramirez so far. 5 pitches, and it's been the fastball family from Rasmussen.
Come on.
Yeah, you know, when the Rays first got Drew, he really couldn't pronate. He was a supinator, so it was degrees of movement to the glove side. You know, he'd have the 4-seam fastball, had natural cut, then a cutter, then a slider. And he's been able to develop a 2-seamer that'll move to the arm side. Same thing with the changeup.
Blew right past him that time. Ball and 2 strikes.
But we're not seeing any of that right now as he just continues to rear back and let it rip. 96 4-seamer, just a challenge fastball.
And it was by him by the time he got there. So until they hit it, why change?
I keep waiting for a 2-strike changeup to a left-handed batter. I haven't seen it yet. Oh,
there you go.
See, you called it. It's a ball.
I jinxed it too, didn't I? Wash your car to make it rain. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Jose Ramirez. Back-to-back full counts now. So far so good for Rasmussen with the runners in scoring position. He has stranded all 4, but in his last 3 starts it had become a little bit of a problem. Opponents were 8 for 15 RISP. Did he go around on the appeal? Yes, he did. Strikeout number 5 for Rasmussen, strands another in scoring position today.
I'm so excited to be joined with the Parker Messick fan club, more specifically his parents, TJ and April Messick. You guys, thank you so much for doing this, taking the time. I know he's about to pitch, so we'll be quick, but I know you guys got to see him pitch against his hometown team last year, but to be at the at Tropicana Field, to see him as a professional, what does this feel like?
I mean, it's amazing. We've always come here when he was a kid, and we watch Rays games all the time, and to see him out there competing against these guys is pretty awesome.
And for you, Mom, how does it feel?
It's really indescribable. I mean, to see a childhood dream come true right before your very eyes, it's just a feeling as a mom that you just can't explain.
I know you guys are locked into the game, but last question, just the success that he's experienced early and quickly. I mean, what can you say about just seeing him kind of rise this quickly in this game?
He just works hard, and I think his hard work has really paid off quickly, and it's not surprising, but we're grateful that he's gotten this opportunity and has ran with it, for sure.
Do you get nervous?
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous now. My hands are shaking. It's amazing that I'm sitting here.
I gotta let them go, guys. I gotta let them go. They're locked in, but here they are. Let's go to Parker.
Yeah, Parker is nervous. I mean, he's out there like it's a backfield in a B game in Jupiter.
No, that's his approach. He enjoys the competition, and people are going to get to see this kid. He is really only going to get better.
Count stays 0-2 on Nick Fortes, who had a 4-hit game on Friday. Messick has been great. 7 up, 7 down. And by the way, the Rays, who have that notably flat swing approach, they hit a lot of balls hard. They have not had a hard hit ball this afternoon in their first 7 plate appearances. That's headed for the gap. Speedy Petey on the layout, can't make it. Takes a Rays hop away from him, and Fortes gets into second. Stay hot, Nick Fortes. He's now 12 for his last 20.
I'll tell you what, that ball is sort of tailing away from Petey Helpman out in center field. He made a nice attempt, and it trickled. I thought it was going to go for a triple, but Martinez comes over to hustle and get it in and just keep it a double.
Well, and you know what? When visiting teams come into Tropicana Field, because it can be so difficult to pick up a ball in the roof here. That had nothing to do with that play. But my point is these outfielders, the communication and backing each other up. You're right about Martinez. If he's not there, Fortes may be a third.
Very aggressive early swings by both sides today. Richie Palacios grounds out to second. That advances Fortes to third, but with 2 away in the inning.
We've seen teams take aggressive approaches before, but both of these teams today, I mean, they are getting after it with the swings. But again, that's all predicated by what the starters are doing.
So now Yandy Diaz, a strikeout victim in his first at bat.
Yeah, he took a perfect pitch on the outside corner. We'll see what he looks for, because he usually wears a fastball out away.
These have been spots where Yandy Diaz has been an absolute master, hitting .412 with runners in scoring position to lead Major League Baseball.
Well, he uses the whole field. Fastballs usually up the middle the other way. Hanging, breaking stuff is usually what he is pulling. And he doesn't deviate from that approach very often. Able to slow down the big moment.
Same approach every at bat, whether there's a man on or not. Yeah. That's why he's so good. The hitters have to wait with runners in scoring position for the pitcher to come to him. Most hitters can't do that. Yandy does it in every at bat.
Tried to sneak another piece of cheese past the rat that time.
He struck him out on the fastball looking. The previous fastball that he fouled off, the swing didn't look great. And then that one, there's got to be some deception built in with Messick and that fastball. Maybe the release point, maybe the carry on it.
4 straight 4-seamers. Yandy strokes that one toward first, but Manzardo's there to make the play and strand a runner at third. Fine starting pitching on display this afternoon, keeping it scoreless through 3. season long. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Not a bad time of year to do it either, with the trade deadline a little over a week away. Both of these teams, we're guessing, will be active over the next week, and Chase DeLauder leads things off for the Guardians in the 4th. DeLauder, Rocchio, and Bazzana. Were either of you guys traded at a deadline in your careers?
I wasn't.
Waiver deadline when I was with Cleveland back in 2000. I guess that would have been 2003. After the July 31st passed, but then you had the waiver, and I got traded to Kansas City. That was the year that they had gotten off to that great start. We're still in playoff contention, and so I ended up getting traded out there for the last. I mean, I guess I got 7 starts out there, so it was like mid to late August.
Waiver deadline, something that's gone the way of the dinosaur.
It has
in our sport.
So have I.
Ball and 2 strikes. It remains to DeLauder, and I would imagine, obviously, it's a disruptive thing. If you're one of those players whose name is kicked around on the blotter, you're on the move. Where are you going to go? It's got to be hard to just stay focused on your job,
especially nowadays when everything's online and everybody sees it, and you start believing it.
2 balls and 2 strikes for a guy for whom there is 0 trade discussion, because Chase DeLauder's got a home in Cleveland for quite a while.
It has a chance to be a fascinating trade deadline too, because the mediocrity in the American League. I mean, really, let's be honest. For a long part of this season, you've had 4, maybe 5 teams that have winning records.
Right.
And so, who are the buyers? Who are the sellers? And who is going to make the big move? Because you could really swing that power pendulum by making a big move.
Well, it is one of the big Sunday headlines. The trade deadline coming up. The Yanks trying to sweep the Phils on Sunday Night Baseball tonight. They have kind of rejuvenated things in an awful hurry. Shea Langoliers, boy, what terrible news it would be for the Athletics in the midst of a terrific season, perhaps out for the year. And the Red Sox with a big trade yesterday. Man, I'm still having a hard time with that one.
Same. That one was shocking. Connolly early, a young left-handed starting pitcher. The bright future ahead of him and lots of years of control for a right-handed bat.
It's tough to trade starting pitching.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking for it.
The Nationals kind of pulled the trigger. They jumped everybody else. I'm sure there was a market for Connolly early, too. Leadoff hitter report on the base on balls. He's running. And Rocchio sends it to first. Ryan Belade looks like he's played a ton of first base. Nice play for a guy making only his 9th career start there.
It really is, because DeLauder had a great jump, and he was going to end up stealing that bag. Rolls over on it.
And how about Valade? His range is limited because he's holding the runner. And he has to make the diving play. I'll tell you what, too. You get up on Ryan Valade. He's a big guy, and he's an outstanding athlete. Runs well. Obviously showed you right there with that play.
Travis Bazzana now. Here's the changeup, and maybe for Drew Rasmussen. Keeping that in his pocket until the second time through the lineup.
Absolutely. This is a good fastball hitter. Travis Bazzana can get on a fastball middle in. He likes the ball inside.
Bazzana had a couple of hits yesterday in the 3-0 Rays shutout win.
Almost looks like he invites that fastball in because he's right up on top of the plate.
Yeah, he likes it.
Cleveland's got a runner in scoring position for the 3rd time in 4 innings. Bazzana into right and just out of play.
Tried to sneak one in there. He was too quick.
Well, he knew it right from the start. He never left the batter's box or the batting circle. Think we'll see that change up again now after being too quick on the heater in?
I mean, this is, if it was ever set up to be thrown,
here it comes.
This is it.
Rasmussen has a near 40% whiff rate on his changeup. Instead, it's one that misses high for a ball.
That one, it looked like he got underneath it a little bit, like he let up. The whole key to a changeup is you have to have a 4-seam fastball mindset. Let the grip do the work.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Does he double up on it?
He did
no.
not.
Bazana seemed like he was looking for it, but he can do nothing more than send it to DeLuca in right, and there are 2 away.
With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
So 2 gone with a runner at second now for Angel Martinez. A strikeout victim in his first try. First pitch changeup swung on and missed. Leadoff walk and then a ground out and a fly ball. Runner at second base with 2 away. And those walks have been very infrequent when Rasmussen is out there. He's got the second lowest walk rate in the American League, second only to his teammate Nick Martinez, who won last night.
Yeah, that was only his 19th walk, and he has about 106, 107 innings. He makes you earn your way on.
Wrap to the right side. Another runner left stranded in scoring position. Another scoreless frame tossed by Rasmussen. The Odyssey, written and directed by Christopher Nolan. The mythic action epic is the first movie shot entirely with IMAX film cameras. The epic is in theaters now. Get your tickets today. To the bottom half of the 4th for Valade, Caminero, and DeLuca in a scoreless game. Every once in a while, we broadcaster types are guilty of overhyping a starting pitching matchup, and they make liars of us. Not today. Parker Messick and Drew Rasmussen have been terrific. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ryan Valade.
This is usually a normal Cleveland Tampa game. You know, low scoring pitching. You got to do the little things to try and get them in.
I saw that coming into the series in the last 17 or 18 matchups with these teams, they were averaging like 4.76
under 5 runs
combined.
Yes, under 5 runs. Yes, they were. Always close games. Up until Friday night.
Friday night got a little out of hand.
Yes, it did.
That's a good take. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Messick bouncing off the mound. He wanted that, called strike 3. Two. We have not seen an ABS challenge yet.
I was just going to ask you, how do you like the ABS when you think it's that close? It looked like Messick wanted to charge it, but if the catcher doesn't do it, nobody likes their pitcher to challenge, do they?
That's true.
Yeah,
you're the furthest away.
Yeah, and plus you're falling off the mound,
and you're maybe too emotionally invested.
Bingo.
1 gone on Messick's second strikeout of the game, and that'll bring up Junior Caminero. Call him the one that got away in Cleveland. They had him as an international free agent, signed in July of 2019, sent him to the Rays a few years later, and since then he has established himself as one of the great sluggers in the sport. Ranks, numbers, any way you slice it, one of the most dangerous bats in all of baseball, let alone the AL East.
You'd like to have a mulligan on that one, wouldn't you?
every franchise has one of those.
Sure they do. I mean, yes they do, but I mean, when you come back and you're playing against a guy that you just got rid of, you hate to see it.
Well, he was so young,
yeah,
you know, when that trade happened, and it really didn't have a ripple effect around here. Yeah. And so all of a sudden, though, when he comes into the organization, starts to put up numbers in the minor league, shoots to the top of the prospect list, and then in his rookie year, he hits 45.
And then some Cleveland fans looks on his baseball reference page and sees that, you know, quote unquote, we had him at one point.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Traded for Tobias Myers in November of 21. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's so many ways to quantify the last couple of years for Junior Caminero. Here's my favorite. 74 homers between his age 21 and 22 season. The most in the modern era since Eddie Matthews and Joe DiMaggio.
How about that? That's going back a ways.
You're in the Hall of Fame roll call, guys with black and white film. I mean, that's saying something. Full count pitch from Messick.
He hit a ball last night to right field, a line drive. It was just under, what, 111 miles per hour?
Yeah. It would have been impressive if a left-handed pull power hitter hit that ball and he hit it the opposite field.
Yeah.
He's got the fastest bat in Major League Baseball. Big, strong kid. And so you combine all of that with, you know, obviously the ability to barrel the baseball, it jumps.
And Junior's out in front of a changeup. Hey, high throw. Good job by Kyle Manzardo to come down and get the out.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez is going to cut that off, even though Rocchio was right there. But the throw was a little bit high. Manzardo goes up, comes down on the bag. Very good.
So we're seeing both starters now, second time through the lineup, using their changeups to get outs. That's a fastball that Johnny DeLuca sends to left, wrapping up a 1-2-3 fourth for Parker Messick, still scoreless at St. Pete. On game nights with MLB Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Can't see behind me. Put it right on the sign. Let them know. Person needs MLB Plus to watch the game, even though they're here at the Trop today. Scoreless, top of the fifth, as Kyle Manzardo leads off, bottom of the order here for Cleveland. 0-2 the count. Rasmussen sticking with the firm stuff. He has thrown his 3 fastballs a lot. In fact, only 11 non-fastball pitches of his 61 today. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. He strikes out Kyle Manzardo, his 6th of the game.
Well, set up that changeup right there with those 2 fastballs, and then all of a sudden you pull the string. Hitters trying to protect.
Yeah, well, he's throwing nothing but fastballs. You get to 2 strikes, eventually he's going to pull that string, and he certainly did and located it beautifully.
1 gone for the catcher, Austin Hedges. There's an element of Rasmussen too that I think is if not known, then maybe even slightly underappreciated, Brian. The fact that this guy's had 2 Tommy Johns. He's had the internal brace procedure, so 3 major elbow operations, and he's better than ever at the age of 30.
He works hard. He's a perfectionist. He's the type of guy that will get the out on a pitch where he didn't want that pitch. He tried to come in and the ball leaks away. The guy hits a pop up to short. You can see he's visibly not real happy. Like, hey, I got the out, but I know that I've got to make that pitch next time or it's going to cost me eventually. So he is a perfectionist. And Matt, to your point with the surgeries, watch him mechanically. They don't come simpler than Drew. He works exclusively out of the stretch. He'll hold the glove there right at the belt. The hand sneaks in the back. So take a look at this breaking ball right here. Get that swing and miss. But he is as linear as they get. Leg up, drives directly towards home plate. There's no excess movement. He gives himself the best chance he can to stay healthy. Those are as simple as you can make mechanics.
And just repeat it, pitch after pitch.
That's it. And that's why he commands the ball like he does and why the walks are rare.
7 strikeouts for him this afternoon. He's 0-1 to Petey Halpin with the bases empty. Grounded to Palacios. Another 1-2-3 frame spun by Rasmussen. Middle of the afternoon, still scoreless at the Trop. Messick from Plant City High School. He has been great this afternoon and part of a terrific body of work in his rookie season. Less than a year after his major league debut, an all-star. Pitched in Philly a couple of weeks ago. And he headlines a staff that has been very good this year. Let's make no mistake about it. The Guardians get by on terrific pitching. Their starting staff's been terrific. And here we go with Messick in the 5th. Chandler Simpson slashes a base hit past the drawn-in Ramirez. This will be fun. Now we get to watch his speed.
Well, you get it. He hit it right on the ground ball. You got to play even with the bag. Jose Ramirez was there, but he just gets that fastball and slaps it the other way.
You know, and Chandler talked a lot about that. Look how he's actually way inside the cut.
Yes, he's
way inside the cut to try to take away the bunt. Yeah, and Chandler has said when third basemen do that, that gives me opportunities to slap it by him because they don't have any range.
Right.
Now the cat and mouse game. Here we go. First pitch home to Ben Williamson's in for strike.
Well, Messick gives himself a chance. Stolen base against him, 2 for 2. He's got a couple of pickoffs, and obviously very aware of Chandler Simpson.
Simpson's stolen 26 bases. He has been thrown out 11 times, and as that one gets away from Hedges, turns into an easy advance for Simpson, who probably could have gotten to third had he realized the ball was into center field.
Almost compounded that. That ball just got out of the glove. He wasn't going until he sees it pop out, and it wasn't a bad pitch. Next thing you know, there it is.
Yeah.
And then he goes.
You're going to take more chances. The way that these guys are throwing the baseball right now, you're going to be a little bit more aggressive, and certainly Chandler was there.
That advance scored as a wild pitch, not a stolen base for Simpson. That's on the ground to second. Nice plate appearance by Ben Williamson. This is what the Rays are.
I mean, they play an old school style of baseball. They have got the lineup full of guys, especially when you get to the back half, that do a good job of putting the ball in play, limiting the strikeout, move the baseball, lay down a bunt, the whole get them over. Now you got to get them in, and they've been pretty good in these situations too. Runners at third, less than 2, one of the best teams in the league.
That's ABC baseball. Get them on, get them over, get them in. And there you go.
Cedric Mullins bunts, and that gets the run in from third on a tricky hop for Manzardo. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Welcome back to 1940, baseball fans.
And where was the play going to be made? You know, even if you're not getting Chandler at the plate, and you're probably not getting Cedric at first.
No, you weren't going to. That ball was just high enough where Manzardo just sort of overran it, you know. And if he waited on it, he was thinking about the guy coming in, and he wasn't going to get him.
Never
You're
gonna
right.
get
So
him.
that's got to be a base hit, I would think. That was a.
Manzardo handles the pop in foul territory. This is the second straight game that the Rays have successfully pulled off a safety squeeze.
There you go. That ball was up in the air, and Messick falling to the other side, and you see Manzardo overran it. He was trying to catch that ball behind him. He had no chance at getting Simpson at the dish. So.
And even if he comes up with that baseball, now he's got to turn and throw with all the momentum moving towards home plate to try to get Mullins at first. That's probably not happening either.
No.
Now Richie Palacios on the ground for Bassana. What an hitting. I mean, there's a timer on this game. 1-0 Rays. Global Youth Initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, scan the QR code or go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Stephen Kwan leads things off in the Cleveland half of inning number 6. We have a run on the board on a safety squeeze, and the Rays have a 1-0 lead in the 6th inning. Top of the order here for the Guardians, Kwan, Ramirez, and DeLauder. Every time I see that Rays tank out there, I think of my man Carlos Pena, still the franchise home run leader here, I believe. He's got the single season record, I know that. Who was the only Ray to be stung by a Ray?
Did that give him his power?
Maybe.
Maybe that gave him his power. Well, Drew Rasmussen, you know, you look at what his strikeout totals here today. The first 3 coming on the fastball, and he was just rearing back and letting that fly here early in the game. Well, guess what that does? That now sets up the changeup. That's that cutter that he will change the shape of, make it more like a slider. And there's the sweeper. So you establish that fastball. We talked about it early on. You get some strikeouts. You have some success with that pitch. You make that other dugout aware of it, and then all of a sudden, here comes the breaking stuff, the changeup, and you start to take advantage of them that way.
He made the adjustment going through. Now he's going through for the third time.
And so guess what? You've been beat by a fastball your first at bat. You got beat by the changeup. So third at bat, you're thinking, well, now what? What's he coming with now?
Well, I'm still looking fastball early. Yeah. I'll tell you that. And if he does it, you got to get after it.
That's why you're the hitter.
That's right. And they do that. You throw the changeup.
And you can look for that fastball. You can want, but 95, 96 up above the zone like that, like you said earlier, tough to get on top of.
And the Guardians have a tough time handling the changeup. They're one of the worst teams when it comes to hitting the changeup. And that's all they're going to see in this series. A lot of changeups.
Ball and 2 strikes to Jose Ramirez. On cue, a changeup that's fouled away, keeping it at 1-2.
And did you see Drew Rasmussen's one that made that call? You know, he doesn't call all of his pitches, but he went right to the belt because after this previous swing and miss, so I got him set up for that changeup. I'm going to call it. Don't worry about it.
I was wondering if he calls all of them, but he doesn't. Just some of them.
Ramirez to center field, and Mullins has out number 2. Only 1 hit allowed by Drew Rasmussen, and that was Kwan's leadoff double. There's been a hit batsman and a base on balls, 7 strikeouts. In fact, that strikeout total ties his combined total from his last 2 outings. He's been terrific today. Here's DeLauder now. DeLauder has struck out and walked. Strikeout came moments after the play-by-play guy said that he's one of the top 10 lowest chase rate guys in big league baseball. Stay hot. 0-2.
Well, he's going to challenge. We got an ABS challenge.
Hey, here we go.
Strike, the batter challenging.
He's going to win this one.
Pitch of the ball. Cleveland has 1 remaining.
One of the younger umpires today, Tyler Jones, behind home plate, has been very good today. First challenge on his watch.
Yeah, these guys, the pitchers, have been very good hitting the zone.
2 balls and a strike. DeLauder's gone to a full count in each of his first 2 at-bats today. Part of his kind of advanced maturity profile for a rookie.
Yeah, most rookies, they come up and you're facing everybody for the first time. You know, when you go around the league and they see you, but if you earn that good eye by umpires when you can take your walks. A lot of guys swing 3-2, he'll take.
He's going to go to a full count in all 3 of his plate appearances today.
Always impressive when you see that kind of a profile from a young hitter. Usually you grow into that.
Right.
And to be able to come right out of the minor leagues with a good plate discipline, willingness to take a walk.
And not a whole lot of games in the minor leagues, like they said.
Nick Fortes cleaning up the communication device. Three balls and 2 strikes to DeLauder. 2 gone, bases empty, and a 1-0 Rays lead, top of the 6th. Rasmussen set the 3-2 pitch home. 8 strikeouts for Drew Rasmussen today. Is brought to you by Ford. Ready, set, Ford. By Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. Yandy's hot minute as a Guardian. Doc Gooden's hot minute as a Ray. Some surprises in that roll call of star players who have worn both uniforms. Yandy leads things off in the 6th. sitting on an 0-for-2 start to his day. Parker Messick, aside from the 2 base hits that led to a run in the 5th, has been terrific today. Boy, and for Messick, we talked about that start he made here in September at Tampa. He's had a couple of starts against the Rays where he's pitched very well and just can't get any love offensively. A good play by Bazana. And Yandy retired for a 3rd time.
Well, he came into this start here this afternoon, had faced the Rays 3 previous times, an ERA of .96.
Yeah, he's pitched well against them.
But you've got to, you need some support.
Well,
Not seen
absolutely.
It again here
but
today.
you see that with some of the pitchers this year where Bybee got very, very bad run support earlier in the year because the offense couldn't do anything, but they hold in there.
Here's Ryan Vilade now with 1 away. Well, something else that he's got going against him today is that the Rays are going to their lucky talisman, the superpower of wearing the Devil Rays gear, in which they are undefeated this season. And they're doing this because it's Hall of Fame weekend. BA, correct me if I'm wrong, they usually break out the Devil Rays stuff on Fridays.
Yes.
But all weekend long.
City Connect Saturday.
Okay.
And then the Sunday Powder Blues.
Okay. But they're kind of grabbing onto that initial identity because it's Hall of Fame weekend. And I don't know, if I'm Kevin Cash, you got a hard time talking me out of that uniform if I haven't lost in it.
What is it, 11-0 in that uniform?
Something like that.
Yeah, they're 11-0 this year.
2 balls and 2 strikes. In fact, we talked to Kevin about that before the game, and he said, well, that uniform is due some wins because back in the day
they never won. That's right.
Full count to Vilade, 3-2. Always mindful of who's on deck. Junior Caminero in the on deck circle. Full count pitch. And Vilade called out on strikes. 3rd punch out of the day for Parker Messick.
That body language right there showed you that Ryan Vilade was looking for something away, and I think that's where Parker Messick wanted that pitch. But he pulls it in. Ryan's leaning out over the plate. No argument because he knew that caught the inside corner. But well, even the pitcher's mistakes today are working out.
2 gone, bases empty for Junior Caminero. Right on the corner to start Messick 0-1. Junior has flied out to center, grounded out to 3rd. This is turning into one of the tougher assignments for Caminero. Now just 1 for 11 against Parker Messick. That's out toward left center field. Halpin and Kwan, and it's Halpin to put it away, retiring the side in the 6th. Still 1-0 Tampa Bay. Ball Ben Wright's and the Yankees in Philly to take on Bryce Harper and the Phils. It's an interleague showdown, a World Series redo, only on NBC and Peacock. Joe Girardi, Joey Votto, and John Kruk joining Jason Benetti today. Our production staff is going to go broke buying bobbleheads on eBay. But apparently they couldn't resist the baby John Kruk and Harper bobblehead.
What's the story behind that one?
No idea.
I mean, there has to be.
There's got to be something there. It's too good. That is baby John Kruk and full-grown adult Bryce Harper. Ryan Rocchio is a 1-pitch casualty. So 1 gone for Rasmussen as he opens the 7th inning. Travis Bazana now 0 for his first 2 today. The 3rd curveball that Rasmussen has thrown this afternoon.
And I would bet you that all 3 of them were first pitch at that bat.
Just to get me over,
steal a strike.
Sure. And go back to work.
That's it.
I see Rasmussen has pitched 7 innings 4 times on the year. He had 3 straight, and he's getting to there. He still only had 83 pitches, and this guy. But they'll probably hold them back, won't they? After 7, I would think.
Yeah, last year he went 6 innings, I think 3 or 4 times. It was 5, coming off that brace surgery.
Right.
This year he gets a little bit longer of a leash because of the pitch count, but you're right, they're not going to ride him too hard.
9 strikeouts for Rasmussen this afternoon.
Boy, how about that foul tip right there? And Fortes able to hold on to it.
But it's all a matter of how it hits that catcher's glove, whether it stays in or not.
Here's Martinez now. 0 for his first 2 today. This gets interesting, right? You got a guy with still a very reasonable pitch count. I'm going to have an ABS challenge here. Clipped it. I mean, clipped it.
Seam. Got it by a seam. Ball was rotating just perfectly.
0-1 to Martinez. Listen, I could talk you into keeping Rasmussen out there a little bit longer, couldn't I?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. Absolutely dominant this afternoon. Time for today's big move presented by Pods. This is Chandler Simpson doing a Ricky Henderson, manufacturing a score.
Well, listen, he gets to first base on that base hit because Jose Ramirez was pulled in trying to take away the bunt, takes advantage of the ball in the dirt, and then the bunt here by Cedric Mullins after he was moved over to third base by a ground ball by Ben Williamson, and that right there is your offense. That is your offense. That's the way the Rays have kind of been doing it all season long. You should take a look at these numbers right here. They lead the league in batting average, in strikeout rate, move the baseball, move base runners, and then look at that. When you get them into scoring position, they've been pretty good there too.
And when you get a game like this pitched 90 feet makes a big difference in this game.
Think about that. That ball in the dirt, he moves up.
And he was
ground
heads
ball
up.
to the right side, moves him to third.
An average bunt that got him home.
Yep.
So Johnny DeLuca will lead things off in the Tampa Bay half of the 7th, looking for some insurance. DeLuca has seen all of 2 pitches today. 2 fly ball outs on first pitch heaters. He will take a first pitch breaking ball. DeLuca, Simpson, and Williamson, middle of the order in a 1-0 Rays lead. Chopper to third for Ramirez. For a little bit more on the Tampa Bay lineup and how they go about it, let's check in with Ashley.
Yeah, guys, I talked to Cedric Mullins before the game. He said this group is so tenacious. They're so scrappy. They just find ways to score and ways to win. He said facing them when he was in Baltimore for so many years, he just respected how they would go about their business and play the game and the winning culture that they've developed here.
Rick, in your estimation, and everything that Ashley says is stuff that we appreciate as fans and as baseball people, postseason. Can you win like that in the postseason, or do you need that 3-run homer around every corner?
You need a 3-run homers. That's old Earl Weaver says, give me a 3-run homer. Yes, but you have to manufacture runs too when you get to playoffs. That's when you get the good pitching, and you see it every day. You need them both. You need them both. Fair. I mean, you can have a couple of guys, but you got to have somebody to set the table and move them around.
Simpson is aboard, setting the table for a second time with his second single of the game.
How about this, boys? Garrett Clevenger getting hot.
Thought he'd leave him out there. I
got my thoughts on that. Let's see what happens here. First pitch to Williamson, lined into left. Kwan lays out and makes a great catch. They've got Simpson hung up.
No, I think they said it hit the turf.
So that's a non-catch.
Yeah.
That's a base hit for Williamson.
I saw Adam Hammery out there at second base putting his hand down like that ball hit the turf.
I saw the third base umpire call him out.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's why you're going to get them all together.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Everybody saw it differently, including two of the umpires.
Yeah, I did not see the second base. I saw the third base umpire call him out. That's why Quan threw it all the way back to first base.
Well, let's take a look and see.
Oh, that's trapped.
That bounced in.
And that's where Hammery out at second base was taking his hand like that hit the turf. And so that's what I was looking at. You're looking at third base. He's calling him out.
Right.
No one else knew what was going on.
I saw the out call as well. So
and on this turf, when the ball hits, it shoots up the sand and everything that's in there.
Yeah.
But that looked like that ball hit the ground.
So now Kevin Cash wants to know what happens on base. He is probably telling the umpires, hey, you know, my guy saw the third base umpire signal out. So the Rays are going to challenge the call of catch.
And you know why? Because if it stays that you get the force out at second, Chandler's off the bat. And they want him out there.
It's a great.
I'll take the out in left field and give me Chandler at first base rather than switch.
Yes, exactly.
Great point.
And I think that's the way it would be.
Yeah, it'd be a catch, and Chandler would then would then go back to first base.
Boy, that's awfully close, even when you slow it down and look at it.
He saw what you saw.
Ball in the field is overturned, no catch. Runners will be placed at first and second. Tampa Bay returns their challenge.
Well, what a big turning point that is.
So, okay, so they say no catch, but then they say no force out.
Yeah, I mean, they missed the play. He moves up a base. There's no play if he didn't catch him.
No, right. But there was a runner at first, and that's why that's why when Cleveland threw the ball in, they went and tagged second base to get the force out because it wasn't caught.
But it was a base hit, so he gets second.
But Chandler wasn't at second base. That's what's weird. Chandler had retreated to first because he thinks that the ball was caught.
Did he touch second base though?
No,
he never got there.
He went back towards first. They threw the ball into the infield, and then Cleveland ran the ball to second to take the force out. That was weird.
First and second after an unusual moment, and now Cedric Mullins has a chance to pad the lead. Let's see how far Simpson got.
And he goes back.
You're right, B.A. He never got there.
Yeah, he never got back there. So, and then when they threw the ball in, Cleveland went and touched second to get the force out. So now they've given him second base. That's weird.
Yeah, but
right?
It was a base. Yeah.
But because even with the base hit, Chandler never got to second. So if they throw it in, it's a force out. You're out.
I don't know.
Maybe because of the umpire call of out.
The confusion.
That's why Chandler,
right.
you know,
right.
that forced him back.
It has to be. Yeah.
Because I think Kevin Cash would have a gripe if it wasn't first and second, because one of the calls on the field was out,
and that's what forces Chandler back. Right.
I didn't even see the second base umpire. You saw him.
Yeah.
I was looking at the third base umpire and Quan making the catch, and it looked like he caught it.
And a swing and a miss by Mullins makes for two away.
Boy, that was an interesting series right there. Not real interesting was that changeup right there, middle of the plate that bottoms out late.
Two on, two out now for Nick Fortes. Hunting a first pitch heater, swing and miss. Fortes double in the third. His 20th hit in his, or rather 12th hit in his last 20 plate appearances. He followed that up with a pop out in the fifth inning. Meanwhile, the activity has slowed down in the Tampa bullpen. but it feels like we're destined for a pitching change when this game goes to the 8th.
He's still warming up, so I would think so.
2 left-handers for the Guardians when we get there. I guess if you look at the big body of work for Rasmussen, you consider the 3 elbow procedures we've talked about, how important he is to the staff, and this, the only time he's ever recorded an out in the 8th inning or later was back in 2022. They just don't seem to want him going there.
Well, you can't pitch any better than he did today. Only the 1 hit allowed, and that was leading off the game.
And, you know, we talk an awful lot about pitch counts, but they put a lot of stock into up downs, too.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Parker Messick trying to get through 7 for the 3rd time this season. And trying very much to keep it a 1-run game to give the Guardians a puncher's chance late. Well, you like the idea to disengage to keep that guy as close as you can, but he's going to score on a base hit. I got news. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Fortes chases and misses. So nothing comes of a couple of base runners. Still a 1-0 game. We're headed to the 8th and likely into the Tampa bullpen. 1-0 Rays. He's taking over after 7 terrific shutout innings left behind by Drew Rasmussen, and hoping to make this 1-0 lead hold up.
Well, Clevenger on for the 35th time, a left-hander. He's got a lively fastball, a really good breaking ball, and for Garrett, it's all about being around that strike zone. When he's in and just around the edges of that strike zone, he is difficult to deal with.
Pinch hitter will start things in the Cleveland half of the 8th as David Fry grabs a bat off the bench, and here we go with Clevenger's first pitch in for strike 1. Both Parker Messick and Drew Rasmussen were fantastic today. Only 1 run on the scoreboard, and that was on the manufactured strike that Chandler Simpson created in the 5th. 0-2 to Fry. Got some other changes, as you can see. Taylor Walls replacing Richie Palacios.
Taylor Walls, elite defender. And so Kevin Cash, you know, he said he had hyperextended a couple of fingers on his left hand, was giving him trouble swinging the bat. So a defensive replacement. Kevin said if we have a tight one late, he will be out there.
And that slides Williamson over to second base. So there some different looks up the middle behind Clevenger. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fry. Right on the corner to get him looking. Let's go back to what happened in the 7th inning with a runner on and a ball out to Stephen Kwan in left that was trapped. There were conflicting calls by the umpires. Upon review, it was called a no catch, and that's why runners were placed at first and second. There was a conflicting call, had to look at it again. First and second base.
Yeah. And Cleveland had thought that they had gotten the force out because Chandler never got to second. And they were still discussing it down in the Cleveland dugout in between innings. You're taking a look at everybody trying to figure it out.
Long foul ball off the bat of Austin Hedges.
You know, that's where you would like to get an explanation from the umpires, you know, where you could see, because, you know, we didn't know, don't understand. They were challenging the catch.
A pop-up for Williamson. And another right-hander due to pinch hit here. So Stephen Vogt kind of emptying everybody out on the bench to try to get as many right-handed looks as he can against Clevenger.
Craving more baseball? Just tell Siri, show me today's MLB schedule.
So Kyle Snyder comes out because I don't think anybody was ready to see Rhys Hoskins here. Let's just make sure we know who we're pitching to.
You know, and why wouldn't you? Because Stephen Vogt's thinking, okay, I got to get my righties up there because we're going to roll around to the top of the order with Kwan, Ramirez, DeLauder, and you're probably going to be facing Brian Baker.
No doubt.
So see if something can happen here, and you then have Kwan against Clevenger.
Hoskins 1 for 12 as a pinch hitter this year. Base is empty in a 1-run game with 2 gone in the 8th. We talk about what Rhys has done this year as a pinch hitter. In his career, he doesn't have a ton of pinch hitting at bats, just 36 of them. He's never hit a pinch hit homer. For as much raw power as he has, a guy that's generally out there to start ball games. One and one. Clevenger struck out the pinch hitter David Fry. Pops out the right-handed hitter Austin Hedges. Another right-hander off the bench. Here is Hoskins. But for Guardians fans, this is just an all too familiar trend.
Right.
Not a lot of punch in the lineup again today.
Just one hit on the afternoon.
Clevenger's 1-2, and Hoskins sends it out to shortstop for Walls. A 1-2-3, top of the 8th to the bottom of the inning, still 1-0 Rays. To gear at MLBshop.com, from official hoodies and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Taylor Walls leads things off in the Rays half of inning number 8 in a 1-0 game. The 1 run made courtesy of Chandler Simpson. Base hit, ground ball, wild pitch, a Ricky Henderson run as they used to call it. And the Rays are looking to make that hold up. Walls bunting and falling behind 0-2. Boy, Parker Messick sure deserved a better fate than being on the bad end of a 1-0 game in the 8th.
Yeah, in that situation, when he saw 2 of them last night, you know, the bunts, the safety squeezes, the first one didn't work, the second one did last night. I'm sure he had to think about it when he was throwing in that situation.
1-2. Ball and 2 strikes to Walls. Messick has gone 8 complete innings once this year. It came back in April.
That was against Baltimore. He had a no-hitter for 8 innings. He went out in the 9th inning trying to get that no-hitter, and all of a sudden the leadoff man in that ball game got a base knock to right field. Stayed on for 1 more hitter. He got on base, and they took him out, and the run scored.
Walls with a swing and a miss, a strikeout victim to open the last of the 8th. And baseball being the cruelest of sports, he was actually charged with 2 earned runs, taking a no-hitter into the 9th.
Exactly. That's what happened. Bullpen gave up his inherited runners.
Yandy Diaz for a 4th time, and Messick has handled Yandy to the tune of an 0 for 3 so far today. Starts him with a fastball for a strike, and that's been the attack plan against Diaz for much of the afternoon.
It just has not looked comfortable. And not, you know, not normally his aggressive swings against the fastball. That's why we were kind of wondering what kind of deception, just not picking the ball up real well right now.
You have to ask him if it was the noon start.
Yeah, it could be.
0 for 4s from Yandy Diaz, kind of rarities, and we're witnessing one today. So now Ryan Valade with 2 out and the base is empty. Another Ray that Messick has handled today. 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Can imagine Guardians fans have been watching this series are home knowing the trading deadline is coming up in about a week, waiting for Andre Thornton to walk in the door or Travis Hafner or somebody deliver us a big bat at the deadline.
It would be nice.
2 balls and a strike. When Cleveland bats in the 9th, they'll have the top of the order. Valade will extend the last of the 8th, however. A good job by David Fry to get on that ball that was moving hot along the turf.
Yeah, does a nice job going to his left, cutting it off. He's going to do the slide, get it into the glove, and get it in quickly. So he kept him at first base and saved an extra 90 feet.
It's going to be all for Parker Messick. Stephen Vogt not going to press his luck with a 4th plate appearance against Junior Caminero. He wants a fresh arm for Tampa's most dangerous bat. Or does he? Or does he?
Oh yeah, he made the call. I thought he was going to talk to him a little bit.
Give him a chance in front of his home fans. What a start by Parker Messick, who's removed here in the 8th. 7 2/3. He was fantastic today, and his family up recognizing his great start. Leaves as a 1-0 deficit holder, however, as Cleveland goes to the bullpen for the first time today. T-Mobile, America's best network, connects you to America's pastime. Parker Messick connected 7 2/3 today to the Guardians bullpen that appears for the first time this afternoon for Colin Holderman. What a night, what a day that is for Messick. Just 1 run, struck out 6, didn't walk anybody, and is hoping the Guardians can get him off the hook for what would be the toughest of luck losses.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher is challenging. Pitch is a strike. Cleveland has 2 remaining.
Austin Hedges is pretty good on those, isn't he?
Yeah, does a nice job. You know, most catchers out there do. I mean, because they see it and they know the ones that are a little bit off the plate. But you need every strike to this hitter.
1-1 to Junior Caminero, misses outside.
He's going again.
Yeah, and he's going to get it. It's going to go to 1 and 2.
The catcher's challenging.
Yeah, he's got it. This will be 1 and 2.
Pitch is a strike. Cleveland has 2 remaining.
It's got to make you feel good when you're back there.
Yeah.
you go 2 for 2 on challenges in consecutive pitches to one of the most dangerous hitters on the planet.
Think about the swing. 3 and 0 or 1 and 2.
Chopper for Rocchio. And Holderman finishes a scoreless 8th. The last opportunity for the Guardians going to the 9th in a 1-0 Rays lead. It's been a pitching and defense special here today to wrap up this 3-game series between two teams in playoff positions so far this year, and Rays fans have been delighted over the performance of Drew Rasmussen, the exciting nature of the run created by Chandler Simpson, and the opportunity to watch their closer try to finish off what would be back-to-back shutouts for the first time for the Rays all year. Brian Baker will have Stephen Kwan, Jose Ramirez, and Chase DeLauder to deal with. Arguably the toughest part of the lineup for the Guardians, looking for a run to try to tie this thing and keep hope alive in the series. 1-1.
Well, 27 out of 30 in the save department. He has saved the last 16 consecutive. Fastball changeup.
I was going to say another
him.
outstanding changeup.
Yep. And you know what makes it really effective for Brian Baker? He's got a fastball that's going to sit in that 96 to 98 range, and then a changeup in the mid 80s. So he's getting anywhere from 12 to 14 mile-an-hour difference. Fastball change. Guys can't stay back long enough.
Coming out of the same arm slot.
Yep.
And it looks like a fastball.
I remember when the Rays were up in Cleveland, DeLauder got a hit off of him on a changeup. And he had seen a lot of pitches in that at bat, and he was saying after the game, it's so hard to stay back on that pitch because of the velocity differential.
There's a changeup that's sent softly out to second base, and there is one gone in the ninth.
At Ace, no matter how you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
En route to earning the save yesterday, Baker faced Jose Ramirez and flied him out to right field. The 7-time All-Star hitless so far this afternoon, 0 for 3. I mean, that sounds a little redundant when you note the fact that Cleveland has 1 hit today, and it came to open the ball game. Kwan's leadoff double. That's it. Only 3 total base runners for the Cleveland lineup today. A foul ball up the first baseline. The Rays are 2 outs away from what would be their 10th series sweep of the season. A significant number because it's 3 more than any other team in baseball.
And their home record just keeps right on rolling.
Oh my goodness, hit the O-ring. Missed it. I've never seen a ball into that light ring, BA, and
there have been a bunch this season that have gotten into the rings in foul territory where it's blown dead, in fair territory where there's a play made on it. In fact, we had a homestand, it wasn't that long ago, where there were 5 or 6 that got up there like in a series. I mean, it was really incredible. Like, I mean, all over the place.
The confusion that ensues when that happens is just a joy. A ball and 2 strikes to count to Jose Ramirez.
So you've got the rings that we just looked at. The little one up in the middle is A, and then you've got B, C, and D. And C and D, if you hit those rings while it's in fair territory, those are home runs. A and B in play.
It's like a scene from Stripes. If we were in Italy, I'd have to make your bet. I mean, I can't keep it straight with the rings and the rules.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It seems, though, for this year, for the new roof, it seems lighter in here than it was in the past.
It was a 2-ply roof all those years, and when they put it back together, it's now 1-ply, and so it's not as So during day games, especially, it is brighter, noticeably brighter.
Got it. I could tell.
2-ply toilet paper, good. 2-ply roof, not good.
There you go.
Got it.
Between that and the rings, you know everything about this park now.
I guess so. Full count, 3-2 now. Ramirez in the midst of quite a battle here. This is the 11th pitch of the plate appearance on its way.
Rick, did you feel like when you had an at-bat like this, getting 11, 12 pitches deep, a comfort level?
Oh, yeah. Because the more you see, he can't get anything by you. You're sitting on everything. And Ramirez is one of the best at it. The more he sees, the better he gets. And this is going to be a 12-pitch at bat.
Into center for out number 2. Cleveland down to their last chance today. Well, among Chase DeLauter's superpowers, he leads Major League Baseball in OPS against sliders. Fortunately for Brian Baker, that's not in the repertoire. Changeup for strike 1. Folks on their feet here at Tropicana Field again yesterday, 3rd largest crowd of the season. And now Cleveland is down to its final strike.
And you feel like that was a show fastball to go back to that changeup. Let me just fire one off the plate, try to speed you up, speed your eyes up, and then here comes the change.
1-2 to DeLauter. Back to the heater and missed. It's 2-2.
Well, we've seen DeLauter chase the fastball up above the zone today and the changeup down below the zone, something he doesn't do very often.
Right. Back to the 3-2 count. How many times? All 4 today? 3-2?
This all 4, and this is just part of that grown-up profile for Chase DeLauter. This is a rookie who takes big boy at-bats. 3-2 pitch. What a plate appearance that was. Tying run on base with 2 out here in the 9th.
I mean, after falling down 0-2.
Yeah.
Not getting antsy.
So now it's Brian Rocchio 0 for 3 today, 2 for 11 in the series.
Chase DeLauter at first. Keep heads up, ball in the dirt to try and get to second base.
Is there any chance he's looking for an opportunity to run, or do you not want to end the day on a caught stealing?
Do not want to end the day.
Yeah. 1-1 to Rocchio.
I mean, if you think you can really steal the base, I would say okay, but not sure. He's not a true base stealer.
5 of 7 in the stolen base department. And again, Cleveland down to their final strike. Guardians have scored a total of 3 runs in the series. Rocchio delivered one of those RBIs. Baker's 1-2. Popped him up. Here comes Junior in foul territory. Can't make the play.
Boy, as deep as you're playing with 2 outs, he had a long way to go and just couldn't get there. It wasn't hit high enough for him to get in. He's playing shortstop.
Yeah.
You know, and then he broke back a little bit and just couldn't make it up. Yeah, little circled the
banana route.
Yeah. So one more chance for Rocchio.
Time run at first. The next 1-2. Got him swinging. The Rays earn their second 1-0 win of the season. Each has come against the Guardians. Tampa Bay holds Cleveland to 8 total runs in their 6-game season series. They improved to 5-1 against the Guardians and a Major League best 38-15 at home. On brand, the way they won this game today.
Oh yeah, I mean, they did the little things. The one hit they got, you know, that inning, get a leadoff man aboard, a wild pitch. He hustles to get himself in there. They get him over on a routine ground ball, and they get him in on a safety squeeze, and then they turned it over to their pitching staff. I mean, that's you can't do it any better than that.
We talked about it coming in. At times they have to be opportunistic offensively. They need to create things, lean on the starting pitching, and have a shutdown bullpen. The blueprint, and here it was on full display today.
Let me tell you, if you and I guys were paid by the hour, we'd be picking up a side hustle selling greeting cards on Canva, because that was less than 2 hours of a total game time today. We'll be back with much more and some more thoughts on the Rays at home after a 1-0 Tampa win.
Do it.
Impossible, starring Tom Cruise, streaming now on Peacock. Time for the game presented by TikTok, and it was the run created by Chandler Simpson that was the game winner.
Well, you're talking about the bottom of the 5th inning where he's able to get on, move up to second base. Ground ball to second, gets him over to third, and then Cedric Mullins pops that bunt up. Manzaro's not able to get to it, not able to make a play on it. Wouldn't have mattered if he fielded cleanly or not. You weren't getting Chandler. But you think about how that started. Chandler Simpson, that base hit to left field, because Jose Ramirez was playing so far in to take away the bunt, he had no range. And so Chandler just slaps the ball right by him. Ball in the dirt, moves to second, gets moved over to third on a ground ball to second base, and then the bunt gets him in, and that is your offense for the day.
The fundamental baseball, that'll do it. But you know, you look back on it, and normally it doesn't happen like that. But now, when it's a 1-0 ball game, everything is magnified. You know, you sit back after the game and say, "Wait a minute, I can't believe it." You can't win a game getting one hit.
You're right about that. That's,
you know what I mean? Your offense has got to react. It's got to do something. Back-to-back shutouts for the Guardians, and it's not going to get any easier for them tomorrow because they got Chase Burns going in Cincinnati. So.
Well, you can win a game with 1 run, as the Rays did today, and Ashley standing by with the man who scored that game-winning run. Ashley?
All right, Chandler, we have to go back to the 5th inning. The way you created that lone run in the game, what is your mindset on the base paths?
Yeah, I was leading off that inning. I just wanted to get on base with my team. Knew he was quick to the plate, so I had to be ready for any dirt ball that was in the dirt so I could get the extra 90 feet. Was able to do that. People behind me was able to move me over, and instead was able to get me in.
Our booth described this win as on brand for you guys. How would you describe just the unique Tampa offense you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, we can beat the people in a lot of ways. We got the power with our big 3 and our big bats, but we can also create runs with bunt, getting runners in, getting runners over, and making contact.
The pitching matchup we kind of expected. What level of confidence do you have when Drew's on the mound?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was a great duel today. I mean, Messic's a great dude. He had a great performance today as well, but we got an all-star on our team, so we know he was going to do his thing, so it was a good battle today.
And lastly, Chandler, you guys are undefeated in these Devil Rays jerseys. Are they a good luck charm or what?
I don't know if they're a good luck charm, but I mean, right now they're working, so we're going to keep rolling with it.
Thanks so much, Chandler. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chandler's working too. 3 straight multi-hit games. Rays finish out their 8th sweep of the year. 1-0 Tampa, the final score. Back with some closing thoughts right after this. CC Sabathia, Noah Eagle welcome one of the newest members of the Brew Crew. CC's son Karsten joins the show fresh off the MLB draft. New episodes drop every Wednesday on all major podcast platforms, or catch it same day at 6 Eastern on NBC Sports Now. Well, so some numbers to kick around after a 1-0 shutout victory by the Rays, their 10th series sweep. That's 3 more than any other team in baseball. And I guess as you guys represent each side of this, if you're on the Rays side, it's great to win these pitching and defense sides. And Arch, if you're on the Cleveland side of this thing, it's a familiar story. More offense is needed.
Without a doubt. Back-to-back shutouts, and Tampa had 2 1-0 shutouts against them this year, as you mentioned. You know, during the game, what did they score? 8 runs in the series.
8 runs in 6 games.
That's hard to do. But that's how these 2 teams play. Very similar. They're going to have to come out. Somebody's going to have to start hitting. You know, the pitching has been there, and it's been there all year. So I mean, you look at it, it's 1 loss. But you know what? You got to dig deep. You got to move on, and guys got to step up.
Drew Rasmussen was terrific on this Sunday, BA.
Yeah. Listen, that's kind of how he's been all season long. He has been so consistent. You know, you think about the consistency of him and Nick Martinez, and you saw them the last couple of nights. But Drew, listen, we talked about his mechanics, simplified mechanics, working his way towards home plate. That allows him the really good command that he has. And when he has it to both sides of the plate, he can change eye levels. He can beat you down below the zone with that changeup. We saw it on full display here. This was the Rays' brand of baseball. Be opportunistic offensively, lean on that starting pitching, be able to close it out at the end. On point.
Fun hang. You guys were fun today. You guys are 2 of my favorite analysts to listen to. I watch a lot of baseball, you know, full disclosure.
Well,
and that was fun, man. That was a good time today. Hey, when it's 1 hour and 58 minutes, it's going to be fun. This is one of the shortest games of the year, one of 4 games in baseball under 2 hours. The Rays have played in 2 of those. So you're welcome, Brian Anderson, for that.
Thank you.
Parker Messick was great today. Not enough offense behind him. Still having a good time with friends and families. He's about 45 minutes away from home. That's it for us here in Tampa. Coming up next on Peacock Sunday Stretch. Next week, Sunday leadoffs in Los Angeles for the Angels and Brewers. Later tonight, Sunday Night Baseball, Yankees and Phillies. For Rick Manning, Brian Anderson, and Ashley Shamedy, Matt Vasgersian saying thanks for watching Sunday Leadoff on Peacock, presented by Ford. We'll see you next week in Anaheim.